and there's a better view of the Morningstar TriStar MPPT charge controller. It's a 45 amp, and there's all my wiring. I have 2 ports left on this 12 port fuse box, because each item that I have, each light, each fan, the refrigerator, everything, it's on its own fuse. But in the future, if I run out of ports, like I have 2 more, if I utilize these 2, then I can put the lights. I could put like 2 lights on one, right? So I could take this light here and that light there, right? And I can put them together on one fuse, and I can put different things on one fuse, right? This way it gives me room for a little bit more. And over here, because I did not want to lose this shelf, because I didn't want to lose the storage that I have here. It's a small space, so every little nook that you can have to store different things, right, you need to utilize that. So I wanted to keep this. That's why I kept this shelf, and I think I have enough room for the solar without losing this here. So to run these cables down to where the battery is, and I'll get to the battery in a minute, but the battery is behind this ottoman right here. That it's not only an ottoman where I sit all the time, it's also, see if I can open it. I gotta close that door, It's also a hamper, right? So it serves 2 purposes, but I have the batteries right behind those doors, and to run these cables to the bottom to the battery, I didn't want to just run them through here and leave them loose. So what I did, I just drilled 3 holes, and then I inserted this pipe. It's like a PVC pipe, but it's like electrical pipe. And I inserted the pipe through these 2 shelves, this one and this one, and then I just run these cables through them. This way I can utilize this here for storage. I can bump against that right there without having any worries about cutting the wire or anything. I mean, this is pretty thick wire and it's protected, but still I didn't want to have the chance of cutting into that. So this way it's protected. I can still store things back there, and my wires are safe. So that's that there. And now let's take a look at the battery bank. All right, let's open the door, and that's where I keep the batteries, and I keep a couple extra things in there. I keep this box with 12 volt stuff, right? So it fits in there perfectly. I have 2 Lifeline AGM deep cycle batteries. Each has 125 amp capacity, so altogether I have 250 amps for the 325 watts of solar power that I'm bringing in. All right, so let's go inside, take a peek there. Just got a couple boxes of 12 volt stuff there because I have the room to store them. There's my cables going up to the charge controller and to the fuse box. And there are all the cables there. Those two cables go up to the inverter, and I keep the batteries from sliding out by having that piece of poplar right there on the floor, so that prevents them from sliding out. I have that one piece right there in the middle, keeps them from sliding against each other, and I have that piece right there, right, that keeps it from sliding this way, and then I have this piece of aluminum preventing the batteries from tipping over. And in the future, what I might do is put a piece of same as this piece of poplar, put it right here, right, and same thing on the other side, and that will keep the batteries from jumping up in case I hit a pothole or something, which I don't think they do much. I mean, these batteries are very heavy. They're 75 pounds each, I believe. Okay, and now the reason I have them this way and not the other way is because they just wouldn't fit. Okay, when I built this box, it was built for 2 containers of water, those blue square containers that you can see at Walmart. So they were built for 2 of those, and for something else, there was room for something else there. I never got to use those containers. I kept one in here for a long time and never got to use it. And then because I didn't properly plan for these batteries, right, even though I knew that one day I was going to get solar, I just never did investigating of you know, how big the batteries are, so that I would know how big to properly build the cabinet. So that's one thing. If you're doing a setup like this and you are planning on having solar power, check the batteries, check what you were planning on doing more or less, and make a cabinet big enough for your batteries. Because if I had, let me pull out a little bit, if I had designed these cabinets, I think just 1 or 2 more inches this way, I would have had room to put the batteries this way, right? And not only that, I would have had room probably for 4 batteries instead of 2. But if push comes to shove, what I'll do is, I don't know if I'll extend the top cabinet out, because I lean against this when I sit over here, when I sit on the ottoman. But I'll probably just build the bottom box. I'll just move these doors out like 1 or 2 inches. I know it's not ideal, but if I have to, then that's what I will do. This way I can have 2 more batteries in there. But so far I have those 2, and they're 125 amps each, so I got a total of 250. I guess in the future, when these go bad, what I can do instead is just buy bigger batteries. I mean, I can buy 150 amp battery and buy 2 of those and have 300 amps of power. And even if they're a little bigger than these, I still have that gap in the middle that I can utilize if they're bigger. But if they're much bigger than that, I can always put them on an angle, right? And I think they would fit like that. And if not, last case scenario, then I'll just make these cabinets bigger a little bit. So